We've talked a bit about this already, but we've done as an organization a lot of work, a lot of research on hiring people with disabilities, and specifically with intellectual and developmental disabilities, or IDD. And there's a lot of benefits to that overall. If you're curious about what companies have seen when they hire people with IDD, you can read about that in the Inclusive Talent Pool, which has some great supporting stats if you're trying to convince anybody in your organization that this is a talent pool you should look more closely at. We're going to talk about this a little bit more with a dear friend of i4cp and of mine, Dave Quillen. Dave has been with Best Buddies for a number of years. He's a Senior Vice President of Global Mission, State Development, and Operations. He's been with Best Buddies since 1996. He's worked diligently to make an impact in the lives of people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And Best Buddies has grown from 300 chapters initially to over 2,200 chapters around the world during Dave's tenure. We've been, as you know, a big supporter of Best Buddies. Recently, we helped open up an office in the state of Washington for Best Buddies, which we're very excited about. And we have multiple employees, but probably no one more than Madeline Borkin, who has been involved with the organization and supporting the organization. Earlier today, I was walking over here, and after the Best Buddies walk, there was Dave pushing a cart of waters and juices, and I laughed. I said, boy, you just do it all, don't you, Dave? And he truly does. So let's have a warm welcome for Dave Quillen.
Well, good morning, everyone. I love being able to join the i4cp conference and have conversations about the work that Best Buddies is doing, and then also be able to learn and listen so much to the work that all of you are doing around human resources. So I got one big question for everybody. Did anybody wake up this morning and think, today's the day I'm going to change the world? Yes. Anyone? Yes. Did everyone? I hope everyone woke up that way. Because when I look at the lens from all of you, I just think, like, these are all people who are major game changers. Like, we all have the opportunity to influence our companies in hiring decisions and how we learn. And I just think that's so exciting. So if you aren't approaching life that way, I hope you will, because you really are changing the world. And that's what Best Buddies is working to do every single day, is to be able to change the world for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. What Kevin didn't tell you was that I am a brother of 2 siblings with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And so before I get in directly to our presentation, I also just wanted to tell you, just from the lens of a brother, what this work means. Because in 2022, I'm just going to mention 3 stories to you. My brother went to the doctor, and the doctor looked over at me. I was in the room with him, and he said, oh, what's wrong with, is he autistic? What's going on with him? But he didn't ask my brother. So that's very real. 2022, walking into schools. People with intellectual disabilities are still isolated, far away from all the rest of the student body. No one's talking to them in the ways that's super important about, what does a career look like? What do you want to do with the rest of your life? And then traveling here with Kellie, who you'll be able to hear from later, she told me that she went to the airline, she was getting ready to board, and the flight person said, you don't have a disability, why do you want to board early? It doesn't look like you have a disability. So I tell you these things because it's very real, it's happening, and that's why this work matters to me as a sibling, and I hope that's why it will matter to you. So I'm excited about talking with you about employing people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, and I'm so proud of the work that Best Buddies has been able to do with i4cp in creating some research and data for us to be able to offer the business case of why this matters. But Best Buddies is an organization that is working around the world. We're global, 56 countries, And we're making such a major difference in helping people with intellectual disabilities, so Down syndrome, people with autism, people with Fragile X, and people like my brother and sister that are just undiagnosed disabilities. There's no specific reason that they're able to tell us why they have a disability. And so we're helping them find friends. We're helping them make those connections in the schools. Why is that important? It's important because the #1 reason why a person with IDD is not successful in the job is due to a lack of social skills. So if we can connect people to friends and help them feel excited about going to school, feeling like they belong and that they're included, that's the power of what Best Buddies is doing in our friendship programs. We also work around jobs, so helping people find meaningful employment. And then we also work with individuals of helping them to identify what it means to be a leader and how they can share their story and why their story matters to all of us. And finally, our latest pillar is around inclusive living. So we are pairing people in one-to-one living situations, a person without a disability and a person with a disability living together. So I want to give a moment just to introduce some of our team. I know you guys have met many of them, but I would love for them to stand up, and I'd love just to be able to give a shout out to them because we're all here. So Joseph Canty, Joseph, he's standing up there. Amber Kaufman is our Senior Director of Jobs. Julie Torres is our Vice President of Human Resources. Mark Wiley is our Vice President of Talent Relations with celebrities, not the talent, right? And then Emily Hernandez works with our senior partnerships. So I couldn't be up here without giving a huge thanks around Madeline Borkin. I mean, I don't know how I just meant to go back. Let's go back here. But she has been such a game changer. I don't know why it's doing that. Such a game changer for us. But she's a mom, and she has really just transformed not only her community in Wisconsin and where she lives and being an advocate for her son, but an advocate for so many people, for us to help get this word out that we want to, people with disabilities, they want to work and they want to feel included and they want to have the opportunity to have a meaningful life in their communities around the world. And so it really is so vital that we have allies in each of you to help us do this work. And Mrs. Shriver, who is the founder of Special Olympics, once told me that she felt like people with intellectual and developmental disabilities were by far the most maligned and disenfranchised group in the world. And that stuck with me. At first, as a brother, I was really offended. You know, I was like, wow, I can't believe she's saying that about my siblings. But it is true that this is a group of people, they are not seen in the way that we all, without disabilities, are seen. And that's why, you know, having these conversations and being able to have all of you meet our participants and experience the friendship walk and be able to celebrate the abilities of everyone within the Best Buddies programs means so much to me, and I know means so much to our entire organization. All right. Now it's back to Madeline. But thank you, Madeline, for everything that you do for Best Buddies. And I would like to officially invite all of you to attend the celebration for Madeline in Malibu. It's going to be at a super awesome home where we're going to recognize her as our Mother of the Year and be able to celebrate everything she has done for Best Buddies. And if you would like to give a tribute to Madeline or be able to help support that event, we have information at our table. We'd love to tell you more about that. So Best Buddies by the numbers. We are in almost 3,000 chapters. We have an integrated employment program with almost 1,800 placements. One of the things that I love to celebrate about our jobs program specifically is we have a 94% retention rate for the placements that we make in our jobs programs. And we're in 54 countries. So we really are, worldwide and trying to make such a profound difference in the lives of people with disabilities. So what I do want to celebrate with you all today and share with you is around Best Buddies Jobs. And every day we are working with companies, just like all of you, to identify opportunities that individuals with disabilities can contribute to your company. And so we work directly with both the participant with the disability as well as with the employer and have those conversations so that we can be successful and that we can make that 94% retention rate and keep that super high. So our jobs program is all about personal choice and empowerment. We talk to our participants about what it is they want to do. What's their future look like? You know, let's help you create a career. You know, the days of whenever people will just say you're going to be, if that's what you want to do, it's all right. If you want to work at the grocery store and be a bag boy, great. But let's talk about other skills that you might be able to generate to have a career progression and accomplish your goals. Those are the conversations that we're having. So the unemployment rate for people with intellectual disabilities, 81%. And I don't even know if these numbers are correct even with COVID. It might be, we might have even lost more jobs since that time. But of the 19% of people with intellectual and developmental disabilities that have a paid job, I mean, only 31% have a competitive job. I mean, that's huge. So this is an untapped talent pool that we can help you be successful in bringing people to your job, to your workplace. So I'd love to share this awesome story about Will. He's one of our participants in Tampa, and I think it would give you a little bit more insight behind the power of our programs and how we are changing the world. So roll the tape.
When Will was diagnosed as being on the spectrum, I went into, full mom mode where, it was researched, as much as I could. I was told by one specialist that Will would never have social communication, so just go ahead and teach him sign language. Didn't accept that. I always knew, he could do it, and I didn't want him to be isolated. And Will amazed us all. He did it. Will never gives up.
I grew up not being the social type of person. I tended to be reserved and not having a natural inclination as far as social cues and interactions go.
You're only as happy as your least happy child. You can't be fully happy until everyone is kind of on the right path. So Will, in his sophomore year of high school, transferred to a private school, and he really kind of stuck out like a sore thumb. And Best Buddies gave them that opportunity to really understand that despite differences, you can still have friendships and appreciate people's different abilities. It's not about the disability, but the abilities. Best Buddies has impacted Will by giving him opportunities to make friends, to find his hidden talents, and now as an adult in the jobs program to find a really meaningful career.
Best Buddies impacted me in how I'm able to showcase my unique talents, showing that I could be a part of a whole community and shaping me through the transition, going into a full-time career.
Will wants to work. He's always wanted to feel accomplished and self-sufficient, self-reliant, making a paycheck.
It wasn't until me and Mom reached out to the Best Buddies program and getting to be a part of the job coaching with Stephanie, been able to open myself up to a whole new opportunity starting at PharmaLink.
So he feels rewarded, personally and professionally. I don't think Will would be where he is today. I know he wouldn't without the Best Buddies Jobs program. I encourage parents to really reach out because the resources are out there. Finding meaningful employment is hard for individuals with special needs. Having that advocacy support that takes the place that you can't do as a parent anymore really makes an incredible difference. Employers out there or people who work for companies, the jobs program is really something that they need to take a look at and really understand that you can enable meaningful work at your companies through this, and they support it and make it happen, and it's a win-win for everybody.
This is something that's always been close to my heart, always making sure that no one feels different. So I jumped to this opportunity to bring Will into our family. Will has come in and he's hit the ground running.
Been like a positive experience for me to actually be a part of work culture where I have the same standards. It's really been fulfilling for me.
What I would say to any company that would be looking to possibly hire someone from Best Buddies or any other company, don't be afraid. Best Buddies has always been supportive to us even after hiring Will. And it's been outstanding working with Best Buddies and having Will part of our family. When you can impact a person's life, you can actually feel that you're doing something that's meaningful.
Don't be afraid. Don't hide your full potential and your skills that you can show to the world.
You have a job, you have an apartment, you've got a car, and you get up every day and you're part of the world.
What did you do to impact someone in a positive way? What did you leave behind? How did you help your fellow man?
I love that message. It's so powerful. So one of the things that i4cp helped us do is, frequently we would go into companies and talk about, that this is the right thing to do, it's a nice thing to do, please, help us. We always felt like we were almost, kind of begging about trying to get our participants hired. But i4cp helped us create some data and some research around the business benefits of hiring people with intellectual disabilities. And again, a huge game changer for us to have real data from high-performing organizations about how people with intellectual disabilities are contributing to their corporate culture every single day. And so if you haven't downloaded the study, I encourage you to check it out. We did a 2014 study that was really powerful, providing us with so many different takeaways around the profile of a worker with intellectual disabilities reads like that of an ideal employee. I love the story of an individual we had working at Central Park Conservatory. His one job every day was to ask people for contributions on their way out from Central Park. He increased donations by 145% in the first 6 months. He didn't let anyone get by without saying, hey, would you want to support the Central Park Conservatory? I mean, that is amazing. And I know some of you have met Jack Mayer before. He was one of our speakers in the past, and Jack Mayer said, David, I saw that you have a 3-car garage. And his mom was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe Jack's looking at David's house on Zillow or whatever. And I said, don't worry, that's a job skill. That is a skill that people pay for to be an analyst, to look up LinkedIn and find people with job skills or whatever it is. That is a skill set. So I love the fact that there's so many skills and abilities in every single one of us. And then the 2019 study really helped continue to elevate the business benefits of hiring people with disabilities. And those findings were really, really powerful and continue to resonate in companies for us having these conversations around how the roles change. I mean, we have people working in retail, hospitality, legal, entertainment. I mean, every single job opportunity is available to our participants, and they do want to work. So I love some of these specific data points, that 3 times more likely to be employed as knowledge workers, 1.5 times more likely to be in customer-facing roles, and that these jobs are evolving. My favorite, 4 times more likely to be in a management role, 6 times more likely to be in a senior leadership role. I told Madeline Vorkin, I mean, Jacob has the potential to be a CEO one day. I mean, he's got such personality. He can accomplish anything. So a lot of these data points are really, really amazing, and I encourage you to please download this study to look more about how all of these different analytics can help support a conversation with your leadership team about why to hire people with intellectual disabilities. And that all these practices support the increased hiring of people with intellectual disabilities, and there's a correlation to engagement. I mean, I think a lot of what we find from working with a lot of our companies is that their employees appreciate the fact that their companies are supporting people with intellectual disabilities, working with them every single day. and that this practice around supporting the culture in which people with disabilities feel included, and they have a strong correlation to that overall corporate engagement for the organizations. And so I guess my biggest question for you is, has your organization ever participated in a program designed to introduce workers with intellectual and developmental disabilities into your workplace? And if you have not, we would love to be able to talk with you about how to do that and how to be able to make that happen, and we encourage you to have that particular conversation. So now I'm so excited for you all to be able to meet the Best Buddies ambassador who I brought with me at this conference. Her name is Kellie Howard. She's a global ambassador for Best Buddies. She is a social media specialist at K4, and she'll tell you more about her position and her job. But she has been an incredible member of Best Buddies and has benefited so much from our programs at the University of South Florida, which happens to be also the chapter that I started back in 1991 when I was a college student. So it's amazing to see the individuals whose lives we continue to impact even past those times. So I'm super proud to have Kellie be able to share her experience and her remarks with you about her job. So Kellie.
Thank you, David. Good morning. Thank you, i4cp and Best Buddies for having me this morning. Job. What does your job mean to you? To the most people in the workforce, a job helps pay the bills. But it is so much more to me. A job empowers people like me to be independent and to feel accomplished, successful, and most important, every day. My name is Kellie Howard, and I am part of the Best Buddies Jobs program. I am a proud employee of the K4 recognition team. For those who don't know, Best Buddies is an organization that started in 1989 by Anthony Kennedy Shriver, who wanted to give people with disabilities like myself a voice. Our mission is to help people with special abilities to make a difference in the community and contribute to society. My wonderful job coach, Stephanie, assists me with the onboarding paperwork and helped me to identify and process and accomplish my assigned tasks. She built my confidence to figure out and access new responsibilities. I'm at a point now that I don't need her to check up on me every day because I have confidence. With the skills and support I receive from Best Buddies Jobs, I am able to have a steady income, help make my employer successful, and most importantly, have a purpose. Throughout the world, paid work is a crucial part of culture and identity. With many individuals organizing their lives around employment, employment helps to find an individual place in the community. This is true for people like me, just like it is for you. Having a job means I get the opportunity to go out there and make a name for myself. I love working for K4. It is new and interesting, and I have my own title. I am proud of myself. My employers see my value and what I can contribute to their corporation. Each day is a positive experience. I recognize employees' anniversaries, birthday, and work accomplishments, and etc. I design graphics to make sure the message is delivered in a creative, uplifting way. I have a purpose and goals. Over 81% of people with intellectual developmental disabilities do not have a job. And many of them want to work. Can you believe it? I can't imagine my life without a job, or as I like to say, a career. The power of job is an independence and hope. I challenge you to hire someone like me to work in your business. We will not disappoint. See me for my abilities. Hire people like me, and let's change the world. Thank you. I have one last request. If you mind taking out your phones, I know we're not supposed to have them on, but I'm a big social media fan, and keeping up with all of you will be a wonderful joy for me. So if you do have Instagram, I am on there, very active, and I'm always promoting Best Buddies, and it is at KellieBoo1, and Kellie is spelled with Kellie, Boo1. Thank you.
So the one thing Kellie didn't say, Kellie's only working 8 hours now. So this whole time she's been saying, David, I want to work more. I want to work more hours. And so she has so many different ways in which she can contribute to a company. So if you want to, if you have an opportunity for Kellie or for so many of our participants that are looking for work, we would love to be able to speak with you. You can reach out to David Quillen at bestbuddies.org or info@bestbuddies and connect with us on LinkedIn. And again, I am so grateful for this opportunity to be able to share the work of Best Buddies with each of you. And we are so grateful for the friendship of i4cp and for your attention in helping us change the world with the power of friendship. Thanks, everyone.